Okay, on tap for today is 7530. I've been doing other things, just haven't been filming it. Got a lot of things going on with 7530. Got a whole bunch of parts here. This is the original heater valve for the 7530. And this has been obsolete since 2011. Then we have this one, which has been obsolete since 2013. Then we've got this one here, which is not the current motor either. And no matter what, we got to come up with something different because there's a kit that John Deere came up with to convert it so that it works with all the ones preceding the original one. It has hoses and all kinds of stuff, and they have to reprogram the controller. Which is kind of an annoying thing. So it is a service call. What a pain in my balls. You can't just replace the thing. You have to actually have service come out and program it off the laptop. So we have decided we would move on to bigger and badder things, and me and Timothy, Cody just left, but me and Timothy are just about ready to pop this thing off. I want you to start at the bottom and work your way to the top. And what I'm going to do, so he's here, and we're going to pop the whole ass end of this thing off of here to replace that power takeoff shaft. While he's loosening those, they should be on dowel pins, so I wouldn't imagine they'll fall off. So I've showed this probably 3 times already. Right here in this little package is, what is it, $1,300 bucks just in here. And then there's a bunch of other parts. Where the hell's the other ones? Oh, here they are. There's other bits and pieces in there that will go on there. So he's going to loosen that up. I'm going to put you guys on a tripod and you can watch us tear it apart. Now Timothy has a long shirt here, so we don't have to worry about seeing his ass crack unless we raise... Oh, he's got 2 long shirts. Yeah, you know, Tim's ass crack is more famous than, say, my ass crack. Right? Right, Tim? Yeah. So yeah, you got a famous ass crack. Crack kills, Tim. Crack kills. And you got to be very careful as to how you're doing that, because if that thing just slabs off of there and falls on my toe, I am... Or mine. I'm probably... Well, I don't care about yours. That's your toe, not mine. Right? I only worry about my own damn toe. Which isn't true. I'm lying. I care about his toe. Did he just give me the finger? Oh, he's going to give me the fist. Fist can be a whole lot worse. Go get the jack. The floor jack, so we can just kind of bring it off and raise it up and work its way there. I'm going to try and find the best position possible for this thing. Like, maybe right about there. And I'm going to shut you off and restart you. Okay, so, yeah. This is getting close to where Timothy ended up getting hurt. Didn't hurt him too bad, but you'll have to see for yourself. I was really scared that he got hurt. So, before you see this, just kind of watch. We missed 2 bolts on this thing. And what it looked like, it was just this 3-inch thick chunk of metal that you could take apart. We didn't expect it to weigh any more than, say, 100, 150 pounds. But turns out there was a lot more to this thing than we had expected. So, I do not have an engine hoist, you know, those little 2-legged things on wheels with the hydraulic cylinder that you raise and lower engines in and out of cars with. But before the end of today, yesterday, Tuesday, I will have one. As a matter of fact, I'm probably going to go and get one, like, right now, when I'm done uploading this video. Because nobody needs to get hurt doing stupid stuff like this. I should have had one years ago. I just never bought one because most of the stuff that I do, I can use the chain hoist from up above, but this, it's pretty near impossible to use a chain hoist. So I'm going to go ahead and splurge and spend the however many $100 it's going to cost me to get the thing, because this really could have been bad. Timothy could have lost fingers over this thing. He could have hit his head. You'll see it when it happens. But he did end up with a bruised up hand over it, and that's about it. So, yeah. So it's just, I was just really shocked as to how much was in there. And I don't know why it shocks me, I guess. It was just different than what I had expected. The parts manual does not show this like this. I don't have a service manual, and I don't even have access to one. I've been to the .com, the johndeere.com to look at it, but I don't have access to the procedure and what this thing entails. So honestly, I just thought this cast iron piece was going to peel off of the outer edge of it, and there would be a bearing housing, and the shafts and everything would stay inside. But that's just simply not the case at all. At all. So, anyways, I guess I'm just going to ramble on. The machine is still apart, obviously, because I haven't. We did this last night, and I pretty much after Timothy went flying, I decided that, you know what, this is just too dangerous to be screwing around with trying to pick it up with a stupid floor jack. And it would have worked. The floor jack would have worked just fine if it was the way I thought that it was. But it wasn't. It was just not what we thought it was. It was very face heavy, and when we pulled it apart, we did finally get it pulled apart. As you can see, that's happening right now. We're starting to get it apart there's dowel pins that hold it in place and a shaft. Now that shaft is captive. It's supposed to be captive in the piece that we took off because there's a clip inside there, but it released, obviously, which probably good that it released, because if we would have dropped that thing with that shaft on there, it would have been bent shafts and all kinds of crazy stuff. So here it's just about to happen, so I'm going to shut up and let you watch, and I'll get back to you afterwards. Cool. Hold on. Gotta get that thing out of there. Let's go try to roll. Yeah. What do you think? It can't fall if we drop it down. Go ahead. Get it. I got it. You okay? Yeah, I'm good. You have to push it around. I wasn't trying to. It was caught. Wow. Oh. Got more to that thing than I thought. Yeah. Alright, you caught it here. All left alive. Yeah. Alright, so yeah. What I was worried about was, if you look in the video, his hands were completely wrapped around that piece that hit the ground. Now, we're figuring that thing weighs somewhere around 300 pounds, because it took pretty much everything that he had to get it back up. I actually hurt my back last night. I came home and I said, man, I got to take something. I don't take pain medications. I just don't. But I needed to take pain medications last night. I took 2 Advil because I had torqued something in my back. Now, wow. I mean, he didn't say that he hit his head, but I think that video reveals that he hit his head. And if you replay it there, if you replay that part, you will see that his hands scraped down the lift arms, right down the lift arms, which was probably good, because when that happened, he let go. If he hadn't let go of it, that would have smashed his hand, probably breaking every bone in it, because it was that heavy. So let's just use this as a training exercise here. Things not to do while removing the ass end of a 7530 John Deere tractor. Don't criticize. Don't, come out with, well, it's just a matter of time before one of you idiots get hurt, because you're just so stupid. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be 25 people at least talk about how stupid I was and how I should have knew better, how blah, 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 blah. Well, I can only explain it in so many ways that we really didn't expect that to be the way it was. Neither of us did. Now, me and Tim are pretty good at tearing stuff apart. We don't generally have these kinds of issues. There's a first time for everything. But man, it could have been so bad. The edges of that casting and the back end of this tractor are really sharp. They don't look sharp, but if 300 pounds of steel is falling and you can't stop it, and it was to pinch up against that casting, it would have cut fingers off. That's how nasty that would have been. So we're going to definitely avoid this problem by getting an engine hoist, and that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do this morning. As soon as this thing is up and uploading, that's it. I'm done. I'm going to get the engine hoist because I don't need hospital trips and sliced nerves and tendons are just not something I want to experience, and I would be sick if I had, if it had happened to Timothy and he was hurt to the point where he was not ever going to be normal again in his function. So, but anyways, yeah, I'll just stick this in, and the rest of it, you can see we're putting Speedy Dry down. Again, underneath the drawbar, underneath the drawbar at the very back of this tractor, there is a drain plug. There's actually 3 drain plugs on this machine, and Timothy missed the one in the back, so we probably dumped 1.5 gallons or 2 gallons of hydraulic transmission oil. So that's a mess, but we got Speedy Dry. We'll soak it up and dispose of it properly, like in a garbage can, because it's legal then. You can't throw oil into a garbage can for disposal, but you can put Speedy Dry in there, soak it up, then sweep it up and throw it in the garbage can, and that's legal. Go figure. Anyway, thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of the video. Okay, so you saw it. It was a little bit more than we expected. A lot more than I expected, to be honest with you. A lot more than Timothy expected. Even brought out the ass crack in him, didn't it? That's right. I was looking at the moon. He got his hand pinched.
It's swelling.
Yeah, it'll be all right. So, that thing probably weighs 300 pounds or more.
No, I think it's 500.
No, I don't think it's that heavy, but it could be. It's pretty damn heavy. I'm just hoping we didn't break any of the electronics when it... No, it fell backwards. So it fell backwards onto this tin plate here.
And here.
And here on the casting, but it's cast iron. It isn't going to hurt it. So here's something for you. Because this tractor, I got it from England, everybody's like, oh, it was built in Germany. It's all German. That's a German tractor. Read it and weep, ladies and gentle Europeans. That says USA. USA. In German, it's USA. But no, it's USA. So, these tractors were assembled in Germany. I heard that they were designed there, but I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. But right now, I'm looking at a USA casted part. Probably got on a boat. This is dirt that came in there after we got it apart. Came off the top, so I'll have to do that. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to see a lot more USA casted pieces in here. This has never been a part before. Obviously, there's no reason for it to be a part. It really doesn't have that many hours on it. And I do have to get that back in there. See, when these come out, they're captive. There's this little snap ring in there. And that is all that runs the power takeoff shaft. Is that little tiny power takeoff shaft. But I'm pretty sure that little tiny power takeoff shaft runs like a rape ape in there. I'm not going to take the tin out. I probably should, just to see what's in there. If you remember a few years ago, I did the 4450's final drive. The input shaft to the transmission or the differential, but the differential, I redid that on that 4450. What year was that? 2013? Yeah, 2013. I did that, and I think it was 2013, wasn't it? It had to be 2013. That was the year I went to the Philippines for the first time. So, anyways, 2013, I had rebuilt that, and I had to pull the cab and everything off to do that job. With this, you don't have to. And even if you did have to remove the cab, this cab goes off to the side. It's on hinges to the side, so that you really don't have to do much in the way of that, because this is a suspended cab on this. But this is so far quite easy, other than Tim almost losing his fingers. It would have been really bad if it had got pinched in between that very heavy chunk of iron and there. Definitely going to make it a point to get one of those cherry pickers or lifts, little lift guy, so that I can engine hoist that thing, because stuff like this really needs to have a winch or a hoist or a crane or whatever you want to call it, because someone's going to get hurt. And I don't want anybody to get hurt, including myself. I worry about someone like that getting hurt, because you know what, if he breaks a fingernail, ain't getting no work out of him for at least 6 months. Right? That's right, you break a fingernail, that's it, you're done. Yeah. Anyway, alright, so we might as well get a 3/4 inch wrench and pop those off of there, because I'm pretty sure that's what that is. And the new shaft is right there. That's the bottom shaft. It's this one. So all these little giblets that you see in here, see that? It's an electromagnetic shifter, gear shifter there. So there's a brake pad up at the top, and that stops everything, and then the electromagnetic shifter shifts from 1000 to 540, and then there's E1000, which is the, and that looks pretty good. That actually looks pretty good. There's synchronizers in there as well. I'm hoping that, well, we'll find out if the synchros are okay. That's for sure, because if the synchros are bad, then we got to deal with that. Yep. Looks like there's a hydrostatic pump here. I don't know. This is an interesting. All this for a power takeoff shaft is amazing. It's amazing. Huh?
Beth thought Grammy was dying.
Yeah. She doesn't drink enough water. It will be about between 4 and 7 o'clock in the morning.
I didn't tell you. She called her, told her to come down, and she kept closing her eyes like she was. This morning at 6 o'clock.
No. That's gonna come out first.
This has to come out first. Okay, I just want to make sure, because just don't take the bolts out. Just take the.
Take those.
No. We'll leave them right where they belong. Leave them right where they belong. All has to be locked. Put those in there.
Something dropped. No check.
I think it comes out all at once.
No, it doesn't. Snapper and pliers, flat face ones. One of the craziest damn things I've ever seen. I don't know though, Tim. I think it must come up out of there. I think you're right. Yeah, it does. It all comes out at once.
Does it?
Yep. So, these are all loose. All right, I'll grab the center. Ready? I'll grab here. This is going to be a real see you next Tuesday to get out of here. Grab this. Yeah.
Gotta grab this. I got this.
Oh, no, it all comes out together. See what I'm saying? I've got a stupid feeling.
off.
That's the clutch. That's PTO clutch. I'll tell you. Don't touch it. There's a brake on that. Is it the top? Yeah. Yeah. That's the PTO clutch.
So that thing is constantly spinning when it's running.
Yeah.
And that's what just engages it.
Well, they're evacuating more of the